Welcome here to the media room of the International Corner subdivision of the United Nations building. Today I have a very special guest on the show. My name is Marc Writer, and it's my privilege to bring out in just a few minutes Gretchen Seichrist of Patches and Gretchen. But before I bring her out, I'd just like to sum up her musical career and leading into where we're at today. So I would just like to start out back in May 16th, May 17th, 2008, in 2 days, she records her first CD. And this is it right here. It's called Music from Little Big Pink. A wonderful debut masterpiece and just an amazing accomplishment. Recorded in 2 days. Articles that appeared after this were just popping up everywhere. City Pages writes, one-woman band Patches and Gretchen releases first disc. Songstress and sister to Amy Mann pays her own homage to Dylan. Gretchen is part Patti Smith, part Liza Minnelli, and part Wild West showgirl. That was on September 24th, 2008, which led to this. Chris Roberts, old host of the local show at the Current, writes, "It's really exciting to discover a new voice, and I did with Patches and Gretchen. Patches and Gretchen is someone I'm going to pay close attention to. I love her style. I love her downtroddenness." Chris goes on to name the CD I just showed you Local Music CD of the Year for 2008. That leads to Jim Walsh calling her Artist of the Year in the Southwest Journal. David D. Young from the How Was the Show calls her Person of the Week after her appearance at the Music Box Theater. And he writes, "Seichrist songs are brutally honest and refreshingly so, sometimes resembling music you might expect to hear at a circus in hell. She tossed off songs with the same determined flippancy with which she tossed printed cards to the floor from an open suitcase she had on stage with her Friday night. But even from the back row, I couldn't look away." Which leads us to this. About a year later, she records her second CD, her sophomoric CD. And I have her on the show today, and she's going to talk all about it, shed some light on the songs, and just, lay some background to the recording of it. And Billboard magazine called her Musician of the Year. So a lot has changed in the year, and very fortunate to have her on the show. So without further ado, we're just going to take a minute break, and she'll be right with us. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. As I was saying, my special guest is a one-of-a-kind singer-songwriter, musician, artist, poet, painter, song and dance lady. And I'm going to bring her out in 1 second. I would just like to tell you, this is her second CD. Hold that up so we can get a good look at that. And we're going to talk all about this CD today. That's the purpose of this meeting. Shed some light on the songs and go deeper into it for those who already might have heard it and for those who will be purchasing it. Adam Levy writes in the liner notes, he calls it a freak-out folk masterpiece. The Minnesota Post writes, "Greetings to the new Dylanette." David Wynn of the Underground Railroad writes, "Sugarhead Pie is an album of great modern music and songs which speaks both to and of adults, looks them square in the eye and shows them how it ought to be for all of us, everywhere. This record reflects the outpouring of all the pent-up energy, imagination, and talent that Gretchen Seichrist now seems ready and able to start sharing with us on a more regular basis. Now that we're ready, of course, stardom beckons." So without further ado, let's bring her out. Ladies and gentlemen, Gretchen Seichrist.
Hi, thanks
Hello.
for that. That was nice.
Thank you very much for taking your time out to speak with us today.
You're welcome. One thing you said, freak out folk masterpiece. It's folk punk masterpiece.
Okay, folk punk masterpiece, and that is because you think it's got a lot of punk attitude towards it?
I didn't say it. Somebody else said it. I'm just telling you what they said.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you.
I brought you some flowers.
Thank you very much. Those are very beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'll just
You can put them here
set
because they look good. They look good there.
They look good there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, I just want to congratulate you on a major labor of love. I know you worked very hard on this CD, and it just was, you put a lot into it. And, I mean, if you compare, I mean, a lot of people say between your first CD, like on a major debut, you put your whole life into it on the first CD. And then when the second one comes around, they say that you only put, like, the time period from the first disc into the second disc. But this disc seems like it has a whole other life to it. And it's just amazing. This one you recorded in 4 days, as opposed to 2, up on the Iron Range.
Right, that's right.
And I'd like to hear about what it was like recording up there, why you go up there. And I'd like to run through the songs on the CD,
Okay.
you know, little by little. First, let's just start with the cover art.
Okay.
I mean, that's wild cover there. It matches the music. I mean, it's a lot to take in.
Thank you.
That set design was gorgeous. Reminds me of a thing Keith Richards said one time to his record label. They asked him, he was making his first solo CD, and they asked him what he should put the CD in, and he said just put it in a paper bag. But this really matches the music. And you know, when you look back on CDs and you look at the cover, you remember the music. And I think this one is just going to do that in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also when you open it, there's a painting in here.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful painting. I'll show that to everybody.
Yeah.
And it's called Whirlwind, right?
Yeah.
And that's your friend Jim Denemy that painted that?
That's right.
And what's the story behind that? Wasn't there something with the first?
Oh, do I get to talk now?
Yes, you get to talk.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to turn it all over to you, and you can just babble away.
I thought maybe this was your interview.
It's yours.
Okay.
So let's start.
Thank you. Because you asked me quite a lot of things there, but you kind of went on to answer them. So.
Well, now the ball is in your court.
Okay. Well, first off, you asked me about the Lifetime thing, and that was way back there. Remember that?
Yep.
And I forgot. I can't.
The Lifetime thing. The music was a whole.
I can't. And my attention span isn't that long.
Well,
why don't you ask me something fresh now?
Something fresh and new.
Okay. Oh yeah, about the painter.
The painter, yes.
Jim Denemy.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Did you show that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful painting, and it's like a CD picture disc. Remember when vinyl was a picture disc?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And that spins around.
Yeah, and that's a painting he did from a song on the first album called Whirlwind.
Very nice.
He said he did that painting listening to that song. He's a great painter. Lives in
Did you know him
Minnesota.
when you wrote that song?
No, I didn't know him, but I saw his paintings. I'd seen his paintings a long time ago, and then I saw his paintings, and I just contacted him, and then we started a friendship. And then, so anyway, should we start this over?
No.
Take out the whole part where you.
No, this is
talking.
good.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
good. Let's just keep it rolling here.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyhow, I just really want to shed some light on the songs, basically. It's just an amazing album. Really jumps out at you. There's not a slow moment on it. I mean, not a weak moment on it. It's just, it's a lot sharper than the first one.
Okay.
That's what I got out of it. It's a lot, just more direct.
I don't think you have to compliment this one, that you have to go put down the last one. But if that's your interview style, then so be it. Okay.
So you gathered these songs after a year. The batch that's on the CD.
Yeah.
Were they songs that were written from the first part, or new ones, or a whole new thing you were going through?
Well, some of them were bits and pieces. Some of them had been started. I'm not really good at dates or time, so everything is kind of a blur. And so I don't know about that. I had tons of songs that I've written, and I just kind of, it ended up being these that made sense.
Together.
And it was a process of playing with a lot of my musician friends, and it wasn't really, even though it was in that I knew I was going to make another album. At the same time, I was actually just making songs and having fun and creating stuff with these friends, and it just happened that way. And so,
were these? I know that you worked out a lot of these as rough cuts on Facebook.
Yeah. After I made the
it's
first album, what happened after I made the first album? For some reason, I was kind of stuck at home a lot, and so I just decided to, since I couldn't go out and play music, that I would just keep working on stuff on Facebook. And I sort of used, I know what it was. I had this computer and I was recording demos on it or something, and it broke. And so then I just started using Facebook as a way to do that. And then that went on a whole life of its own.
Well, it's just amazing what you've turned Facebook into. You turned it into a media workshop as like a studio to create your own music. And that's really amazing.
Thanks.
It's just an inspiration for all. I mean, you're an inspiration to everybody.
Oh.
You're very inspirational. I mean, I noticed that I saw the concert you did last weekend, and I mean, everybody's loving it. They're a little.
Is that a McDonald's slogan?
No, they're a little shocked at first.
They are.
Well, the crowd, like there were some ladies there, and they were going, "I got to see what's going to happen here." When you were like warming up.
What did happen?
Well, they were afraid to get any closer, but they watched.
Oh yeah,
and they were
right.
Because your shows are like part theatrical, part vaudevillian. They're really high energy. I see you. You get out there and you give it your all. You work really hard to entertain them, and it's really something to see. And it's an amazing amount of energy you have.
Thank you. It's weird because you're talking to the camera, and then. But you're talking to me, so it's confusing. Okay, but I think you are. I thought, were you talking to them, or are you talking to me? You're talking to me, right?
Talking to you.
Okay.
Okay. So anyhow, so you take these songs up north to Rich Madsen's studio.
Yep.
And that's called, what is that called again up there?
Sparta.
Sparta.
Yeah, it's great up there. Yeah.
You go up there. What do you like about it up there? What is that studio like? I've never been there.
It's in an old church, I think, and he lives there. And he's just a great guy. The best thing about him is that he's just one of those people that always says yes and is always, will try anything, and so that's all you need, really.
And you just went up there and you felt comfortable to lay these tracks down in 4 days and make it
and a lot of other people had helped out, and friends of mine, and everybody just came together. David Loy, Al Schroeder, and
why don't you talk about the musicians?
Should I talk about them?
Yeah, I want to know. I mean, because it's a who's who of musicians.
Oh yeah,
that are playing on here.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
amazing group of people.
You want to read the list?
No, you can.
Okay.
Just, if you want to just name.
There's Rich Madsen and Al Schroeder and David Loy and oh my God, and then Devin Hill helped write a bunch of the songs, but he didn't go up north. But I mean, he helped write a lot of the music because we'd spent a lot of times when we were doing those Facebook videos. Like we kind of got it down to a science where I would say, get the guitar, and then I would have the lyrics, and then I would tell him how to play it or show him something, but I wouldn't want to play the guitar right then because I would want to do the video. So that's how the roughs of his songs came.